Alright, so we are going to look at some pet battles, and this is basically for people that just want to get their pets battled quickly. If you have a bunch of pets, you should be looking at your screen showing these are the pets I'm using. So you need to have all these pets already level 25. The Anubis Idol and Emerald Proto Drake are really good for leveling up and carrying 2 other pets if you need to try to get some of these other ones up higher first. So, first thing we are going to do is the Thundering Pandaren Spirit, and there are actually these first 3 battles can all be done with a carry pet level 1 or higher. I am going to go ahead and take one of my pets from level 1 to 22 all the way through. So you want to have your level 1 pet first, or any level pet first. Shimmer Shell Snail with Absorb, Acidic Goo, and Dive, and your Mechanical Pandaren Dragling with Breath, Bombing Run, and Decoy. This guy is located right next to the Shrine of Two Moons in the Vale of Eternal. It's going to show up on Kunlai Summit right down there in the very corner atop this mountain. Also, all of these pet battles that you're going to see, the caches have a chance to drop a random pet, so you can get some free auction house gold that way too. First move, just do anything. It doesn't matter, because unless you're a critter, you're getting stunned. And if you're a critter, you get your move off. Then you're going to immediately switch to your Shimmer Cell. And you're going to Acidic Goo this guy. Takes extra damage. Dive, which is your strong move. And then you're just going to absorb until he dies. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes a while. A lot of these fights are a bit time consuming. Then as soon as the sludgy comes out, you're just going to Acidic Goo. You're hoping to die with him having all 3 turns on him, but usually he'll kill you when you're trying to hit him, so you may only get 2 rounds off. See, if that had killed me, it would have been perfect. He's dead. Bring in your Mechanical Pandaren to wipe up the rest of the field. With this buff, he's taking extra damage. You're going to use your strong move Breath until he dies. And even if he doesn't have the Acidic Goo on, you should be able to breath him down until he dies. Don't use your other moves. They have long cooldowns. You're going to want those for the Tunneler. So he dies, and then the Darnak the Tunneler will come out. First move is to throw up your Bombing Run, which will hit in, I think, 3 turns. Yeah, 3 turns. Go ahead and breath on him. Ignore this dot. He's going to dive, so you want to throw up your Decoy. And then just breath until he dies. He will kill you, but you will get him that next round and win. I've only had once out of maybe 50 fights where the RNG on the bleed killed my Mechanical Pandaren before I got this far. But otherwise, this strat works every single time. And ta-da! Your lovely level 1 pet is now a level 11 pet. Collect your rewards. Oh, Chivo. And we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so this fight is against the Whispering Pandaren Spirit, also in Pandaria, obviously. You will find him here in the Jade Forest, up right by the Gruken Hill. So I usually just fly to Gruken Hill and then fly north to get there. Again, his cache has a chance to drop a pet. And what we're going to use for this one is the Anubis Idol in slot 1. You need to make sure he has Crush, Sandstorm, and Deflection. Your carry pet here, we're taking my level 1 from 11 to 11 here. It doesn't matter what their moves are. Emerald Proto Whelp, you always want him to have the Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence, Emerald Dream. This fight is a bit of an attrition fight. It always works, but it takes a long time, so I might speed up the video here. You're going to use these abilities on cooldown. You're going to deflect first to block his stun. And Sandstorm, he usually cocoons. That's fine. You want this Sandstorm buff, accuracy reduced buff up. These ones you're going to use on cooldown every time. If they come up at the same time, for some reason use Deflection first. Otherwise fill with Crush until Dusty dies. Okay, once Dusty dies, you are just going to crush until either... Well, you're just going to crush until you die. You may only get 1 or 2 hits in. You may completely obliterate Whispertail and get all the way to the little Pandaren Air Spirit. It's completely RNG and it really doesn't matter. So just crush until you're dead, bring in your level pet, then immediately switch to your Emerald Protowhelp. No matter at what point that the Anubis dies. Level pet is in. Immediately switch to your Emerald. If Whispertail is still alive, throw up your Emerald Presence and then just Emerald Bite till he's dead. Sometimes you'll already be at Pandaren Air Spirit, and then when we get there we'll discuss that strategy. It's the same every time. And it always works. At least, it's always worked for me. Okay, now basically once your Pandaren Air Spirit comes in, you want to keep your Emerald Presence up. So once it has 1 turn left, throw it on again. Otherwise you're going to fill with Emerald Bite. However, once you get to 750 or less health, you're going to heal. When you do heal, you want to make sure your Emerald Presence is up. So even if you're at 700 or 650, make sure the Presence is up and then hit Dream, because you want the Presence up to protect you the whole time you're healing. So like just what happened right there. And then you just keep doing this until he dies. And this sometimes quick, sometimes takes a long time. boom goes the dynamite. In this case, Pandaren Air Spirit. And now your level 11 is 16. Alrighty. Oh, I leveled up. Fantastic. Okay, next. Okay, next fight is against Hyuna of the Shrines, and she is another Pandaren tamer. Excuse me. She is also in the Jade Forest over here by the Serpent's Heart. She is just south of the path up to the flight point. And what we are going to use for her is a Nexus Whelpling with Tail Sweep, Mana Surge, Arcane Storm, your level pet, which can be anywhere from level 1 to whatever. We're taking my 16 up. And then for the third pet, you can use either the Sprite Darter Hatchling or the Nether Fairy. Both have the exact same moveset. Sprite Darter is just harder to get. I just think he's cuter, but they both work. They're both exactly the same. And this fight is pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of paying attention during the turtle, but otherwise you are just going to Arcane Storm, and then Mana Surge, which is a 3-round ability, and very powerful. The Arcane Storm weather effect increases your... Oh, I thought it increased your magic damage. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Can't be stunned. Huh. Well, I learned something new today. And then against Fenghor, he will die. He's going to die. We're going to go ahead and throw an Arcane Storm out so it does a little bit of damage to the back line. And then just tail sweep, it doesn't matter, you're going to get killed. I think I've survived it twice. Fantastic, but usually you don't. Then bring in your Fairy Dragon and Arcane Blast until Fenghor dies. Your first move on the turtle depends on what happens here. It's going to happen to me. Okay, he is going to bite me and slow me. So that changes my opener on the turtle, because it put me below 450 health. Basically, the turtle's pretty straightforward. He's going to heal himself. He's going to shell shield himself. You can beat him. It just takes a few turns. The problem is, once you get below 450 health, his headbutt will kill you. I think his headbutt crits at like 625, 650. But don't worry about the crits. If he crits and you die, just start over. But I won't be able to take the headbutt because he's faster than me right now because I got slowed. So I need to heal because I need to be able to take a 450 hit. So I'm going to life exchange. If you come into this fight with 600 plus health, then you can just Arcane Blast twice. So I life exchange and then I'm going to Arcane Blast. He's going to headbutt me. Switch in your level pet real quick. He's going to shell shield, so you're not going to take any damage. Put back in your dragon and Arcane Blast him to death. If you didn't life exchange on the first part, you can pass here and then heal to take his health, just so you know you're going to last long enough, but you can usually Arcane Blast down this whole time. If you fall below 450 health, life exchange. Right here, it doesn't matter. I'm going to kill him before he can headbutt again, so sometimes it'll take 3 turns right there, but it's a pretty easy win. And my level 16 is now level 19. Fantastic. And I leveled up again. This is working out nice for me. Okay, last one. Okay, for our last fight of the day, we have Chrissa here in the Northern Barrens, and she is just southwest of Org. Duratar. Here we are in the Northern Barrens. Just by Farwarch Point. So I just fly there from Org, it's not too far. To give you an idea, she's up here on this little hill. Usually you can find her by the little alcove. And for this fight we are going to be using our level pet. For this one you do want your pet to be higher level. I usually pick a 19 or higher, because the one of her birds does a cyclone that does AoE damage and can kill a low level pet. So you don't want to put a level 1 in here. I am bringing my level 19. Again, usually I found 19 and higher, you're not going to die. Your Celestial Dragon with Flamethrower, Ancient Blessing, and Moonfire. And then your either Sprite Darter or Nether Fairy with the same moveset as before. This one's a little RNG, but you're going to win, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter what you do here, just throw out any move. Sometimes they poison you, sometimes you just get hit. It varies, doesn't matter. Switch to your Celestial. You just want to take that first hit. And go ahead on Flamethrower to get your dot going on the bird. Excuse me. And then I usually Ancient Blessings, get some health back. Now this one is a little RNG, like I said, sometimes your Celestial Dragon will get killed fairly quickly. Sometimes he can solo the other 3 pets. It's a little dependent, but it really doesn't matter, because if he dies, your dragon can come in and wipe it up. You can bring your dragon in too, but again, it's a little dependent, so he could get killed as well. So I just start with the Celestial because he's pretty strong. Gonna use these on cooldown, otherwise fill with Flamethrower. The second buzzard is the one that's going to throw the Cyclone out, which does the backline damage to your pets. Usually, like I said, if you're high enough, it's not going to matter. A low-level pet can get killed by it, so if you're trying to do this with level 1, you can, but it's going to be tricky, or maybe level 10 or higher, because he has to be able to take that first hit. Sometimes he doesn't Cyclone, but there he goes. He almost always does get it off, so... Go Celestial Dragon. He's lasting pretty good right now. Sometimes he dies right here against the swoop. But like I said, sometimes he'll take out all the buzzards and it doesn't matter. If you do end up bringing your dragon in, it's the same thing. Just get your Arcane Storm up and then just Arcane Blast. And Life Exchange if you get low. Oops. Oh well, it doesn't matter. See, I'm gonna die now because I didn't heal. Oh, I didn't die. It's very dependent. But anyways, this is usually, I do this fight to get any of my 20s up until the battle pet bonus event happens, and then I can grind those out real quick. Doing just random world battles. Not legendary pet battles, just regular pet battle fights. And he's dead. She drops her cache has a chance to drop the albino buzzard pet. Hyuna has a chance to drop the porky pet. And the other 2, of course, drop their respective air spirits, or Pandaren spirits. So I hope you found that useful. And that's all.